Welcome to Victoria Park, the home to some wonderful London festivals. Every weekend there is a new reason to be joyful and celebrate at this truly amazing venue. We at Waste Free World have been a part of the greening of the festivals since the fall of 2007 and have worked in partnership with the City of London and festival organizers to reduce the waste that is created and sent to landfill. With the success of the festivals also come consequences. The waste accumulated, as you can see, is large. Working together, we are able to significantly reduce the amount of waste that is sent to landfill. And that's where festival outreach supervisors come in. Their job is to reduce this waste with the ultimate goal being zero. Our Greening of the Festivals project has increased what is diverted from landfill from 5% to 50% in just 4 summers, all thanks to the efforts of the festival organizers, volunteers, and city staff. In other words, instead of sending 95% of the waste to landfill, we are now recycling or composting about 50% of the waste material. Okay, enough about us. Let's focus on you, the volunteer, for a moment. First off, we want to say thanks to you and the many volunteers that truly make our beloved Victoria Park festivals green festivals, because without your dedicated time and effort, it couldn't happen. Think about it. You will be the person that takes the time with festival goers to patiently explain what can and cannot be recycled or composted, and what ultimately ends up going to landfill. We also know that when we don't have volunteers like you in place, people make hurried and often the wrong decisions in sorting their waste. And before you know it, there goes a pop can to landfill. What a waste. And there is more. You have more impact than you may realize. Because chances are people will be so impressed with your environmental good deeds that it will inspire them to do the right thing next time. Little by little, we, that is you, can make a difference. At every festival, we close off the garbage and recycling bins located around the park and replace them with eco-stations, where volunteers help to ensure all waste goes into the right container. An eco-station is an area where trained volunteers assist festival goers to sort their waste into the right containers. Each station has 4 different containers. In this blue box, plastic cutlery is collected for recycling. It includes plastic spoons, forks, and knives. In the compost bin, leftover food scraps, tissues, and any paper plates made out of compostable material are placed. The materials from these containers are sent to a composting facility, where they will be made into compost. The recycle bin for cans and bottles and all the materials that you would normally put into your blue box at home are items such as clamshell containers, milk and juice boxes, pop cans, aluminum foil, plastic bottles, plastic plates, and generally any plastic food or drink container distributed at the park. With a few exceptions, if an item has a Mobius loop labeled with any numbers between 1 and 7, it most likely belongs in the recycling stream. The exceptions are styrofoam and plastic bags. We can't recycle them. And did you know that food vendors at Victoria Park are not permitted to sell their food or beverage in containers made of styrofoam? And just to clarify the Mobius loop, that's the 3 circular arrows, which means by recycling, we can use materials again and again and again. EcoStation volunteers will remove the bags from each bin when it is a little less than 3/4 full. More than that, and it gets too heavy to remove. Tie the bag and place behind the EcoStation for pickup. The collection crew will come by and remove the bags. You'll notice that the landfill bins are lined with black bags, while the recycling and compost bins use clear bags. Plastic cutlery bins do not need bags and are emptied out regularly throughout the day by volunteers or city employees. Any cardboard received at the EcoStation will need to be flattened out and placed behind the station for pickup. If ever unsure of where to place something, there is a reference sheet at every station with the details you need to know. In addition to the extra bags, each eco-station has pickers and gloves for sorting of the bins when something goes into the wrong container. For your own safety, do not put your hands in the bins to remove materials. Instead, use the picker. Volunteers opening a station each morning will bring out a pair of pickers and a black bag with the necessary items that are supplied by the organizers. The landfill and recycle bins will already be in use. It is the station volunteers' duty to ensure they are sorted before the respective bags are tied off and replaced with new ones. The plastic cutlery and compost bins will need to be turned right side up with the placement of a clear bag in the compost bin. Volunteers leaving a station at night will take in the pickers. It is also their responsibility to tie off the compost bin and flip the bin over along with the plastic cutlery bin. The landfill and recycle bins are to stay as they are, with changed bags in them. A checklist has been provided at each station to ensure that all startup and shutdown procedures are being followed. Volunteers are responsible to check it over after either procedure to make sure nothing is forgotten. To answer any questions and to demonstrate a few common scenarios, the following is a list of do's and don'ts for the volunteers at an eco-station. Do maintain a positive attitude at all times. You can make a positive difference to someone's experience of the festival. Engage with and provide a helping hand to the public. Take care of and keep the eco-station clean at all times. Ensure that the bins are sorted correctly. Take responsibility for all items at the eco-station. Follow startup and close down procedures. If in doubt, use the checklist. Keep an eye out for banned containers, such as styrofoam, and ask questions and provide feedback. Don't ignore the public. Don't spend time playing with electronic devices, or leave the assigned eco-station unattended without permission. Don't let the bin bags get more than 3/4 full. They can be heavy. Don't let the wrong items end up in the bins. Use pickers and gloves to keep it sorted correctly. Don't let garbage pile up around and in front of the bins. And don't use the wrong bags for the bins. Always black for landfill and clear for recycling and compost. If the black bags end up in the wrong container, then when they get to the bulk bins, they get thrown into landfill regardless of whether they have recyclables or compost in them. And don't leave the eco-station until a replacement volunteer arrives.
Thank you for being an eco-volunteer and for your willingness to make a difference by helping London festivals be as green as they can possibly be.